Good afternoon, all. This is Fahmy Hemzi. It is August 6th, Hiroshima Day, uh, 2025. Uh, Time is 4:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Hi, Dave. How are you? Welcome, sir. We're just starting this recording. We're trying to get through everything quick, but our main goal today is going to be talking about the next trade. Okay, we're going to talk about that first. But before we go there, because we're going to use charts to get that to what we're going to talk about, and uh, is oh, okay. I don't hold on. There's a read only. I'm not sure. Sound is okay. How about the screen? Hold on. We may have a screen issue. Do you see the screen changing or no, Michael? The broadcast. I have a broadcast that shows it's fine. I thought we checked that earlier. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Tom. Because the whole crowd is coming in. Good, good, good. Is it screen is changing? Okay, we're good to go. All right, and it's being recorded as always. We put everything in YouTube. YouTube channel has the best broadcast and quality. As you know, I think YouTube now is like 12% of total TV viewing globally. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They've done such a great. They paid $1 billion, and we scratched our head and said, "Why is the Google boys are paying $1 billion for this package?" And look what they've done. And YouTube was live back then. It was actually was traded. So look, it's been a major franchise for them. All right, glad to have you guys here. Very quickly, we're going to talk about uh, housekeeping stuff. As you know, we post everything in advance. It's on members. You could see different stuff that's of interest. As you know, we're doing a big move by invitation of Ninja Trader because a lot of those guys are from TradeStation. They know what I've done. They've known me for 25 years, 20, and more than that, actually. It's been 26 years I've had the website. That's add another 5 years. Well, just a simple, sole trader, sole proprietor trader from '93 on, and mainly started with non-farm payroll actually. Back then we were trading SP. Way before it was electronic, it was all phone. And but the data was TradeStation or eSignal into TradeStation. Long story. Anyhow, we've got Ninja levels there. Both of them are either the pro or the expert. You may qualify. Give us a connection email. Go to Happy HAPI. Again, it's Hamzy Analytics proprietary indicators at hamzy.analytics.com. And all we need is your machine ID. In Ninja, machine ID defines what your hardware is. And it's unique and it's very long. Copy paste it. Do not send a snapshot. No. Copy paste it. We got to put it on your profile. Okay. Uh, that's one. And then I have we'll add one thing here to you. Mark September 18 on your calendar. I don't know what time it is. I'll know more, but keep September 18 flexible. It will be our kind of introductory webinar with them. Per their invitation, they want 6 months to see how you operate, and they had a lot of issues with me. Not on these guys. By the way, I trade. They keep on telling me, "Why do you trade this way?" So because I said I trade because most of my work was done on the floor. There's a, either I consulted for people, I lived in Chicago, I taught at CME and CMO. You pick up, there are buddies there. You learn, they teach you things. You buy them a Cuban cigar, they tell you a lot. No book is going to tell you that. So, and it's strictly futures. I'm talking about strictly futures. So I've got a different style. I've written our indicators and our tools to do that. Anyhow, but aside from that, I mean, they're cool. I mean, they understand what I'm doing. It's just that sometimes they just ask the stupid questions, and that's just the nature of the beast out there. Listen, I think 1 to 2% of people out there are smart. Rest are so-so, and then it's like 5 or 10% on the bottom that are disasters. Try to avoid that in your life. Yeah. But anyhow, so 6 months they monitor you. My 6 months would be up 14th of March, from March 14th to September 14th, September 18th is this event. Now, we're also going to have a part of the what's called Ninja Live, which is the TV program. A couple of guys invited me from there, and we're supposed to have it late in July. I just didn't want it. Frankly, I was hoping that they won't. And lo and behold, somebody's watching after me. They had a regime change. They put a new guy in, who's one of my buddies actually. And he says, "Ferry, do you mind if I'm going to take over August 1st, which is this past Friday, and I'm going to reschedule everything. Do you mind?" I said, "No, please, 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 please. Why do I want to talk to people in August? Nobody's around." So unless we have a very, very clear, definitive agenda, why do you want? So those two will come up. We'll add it here. Okay. Next, Blogger. We've always added performance for ES because last guy who was running it, not Mark, the guy I kicked out, in lieu of Mark, he tried to steal some of our code. So we had to change it around. We're getting a little problem here, just not very clear. Cash is working on that. As you know, we do all of our IT in-house, mainly because of prop nature of what we do. But the data is clear. I believe here's the actual live one. This is the one we've restricted. We give you the picture, but not these columns. And this is what our proprietary programming is, and you can't steal that. Why? It's called plagiarism. Hello. So we had to refer that guy to Google Legal, and Google went after him. The Google Sheets owns this, but when you copy somebody else's work, you pretend it's yours. It's called plagiarism. Yeah. So so let's see how Nancy keeps this up. Again, as we described, we have a simple rule. Dennis knows. Dennis will tell you. Total transparency. Mark Esposito gives you the trade using my technology, both the indicators that you guys have and the proprietary Tiger Shark. Because I don't trade ES, I trade NQ. So you could see this as of yesterday, right? No, 2 days ago. So this is as of Tuesday in there. We're usually about a week behind, but it's all recorded. He gives you the trade, you trade it. Yeah, he can't put his. Hey, Greg, how are you? You trade it. He can't put. We don't take his trades. We don't take his fills. We don't take fills from Dennis. Why? Because they're interested parties. We can't. It's called transparency. And Nancy keeps it. She's got certain rules. We discussed that in the sign up page, and it says what not to do, which is our decorum. Let's see if we go to here. These are all published in advance. Here's our decorum right there. Well, and then how the reporting works. Okay, and it's total transparency. So Mark gives you the trade. There has to be fills. It cannot be SIM. Okay, and it's got to be ES. We do not touch MES. You can trade MES to get used to it. I recommend that. I think a couple of days you should do that before you go to full ES. But if you're trading in MES, keep the trade to yourself. Yeah. Right, not to confuse Nancy. Yeah, I like to keep the noise down. We go for signal. I'm a student of double E at Princeton. Signal to noise ratio, SNR. Okay, so we want to keep the noise down and focus on signal. Anyhow, the protocol, it shows you what we have to do, what we do, what the rules are. Very simple, nothing fancy. And then recently we added to this our trading data. Okay, okay, this is not updated properly. You see that? No, Tuesday. Wait a second. Huh? Tuesday the 5th. What was in the morning? Right. Okay. This is a problem with the browser. This is I'm sorry. It's because hello. It's because it's why it's not updated there? Did we not update this? 1 second. Let me check. 1 second. Well, if it is, we'll update. Let me see. Well, it's 8:59 a.m. I see. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. One check. I thought the update is there. So what's the snap? The snap is where is my snap there? Did it go to downloads? Did I miss something? Okay, something is off. We'll take a look because we should be a couple more trades there. Okay. but it could be the buffer. Yeah, because of drowsers. We're about 2.7, which is really high, and this is about 7.1. As I showed you here. Yeah, I wonder if we because if we not, yeah, I have to, I'll resnap it. Okay. Um, this shows now. I showed yesterday morning. I know last night, yesterday morning, we had the one problem we got fixed last night. Actually, night before last. Anyhow, you could see what we're up to. It's very, very steady. Sometimes we have a sideways, but this is not giving back. It's holding up. Actually, one thing you see by going through the detail, we publish that to you. Where? Through the blog, there is a third part here. Yeah. That shows detail of each trade. We actually publish every trade we've had. From day one, the time, price stuff, and what was the commission on. And this is your trade, not ours. Mark gives you a trade, you trade it, you report the fill. Sometimes there's no fill, we have to skip. He gets frustrated. It is what it is. Okay. He's done well, so I tell him just shake that, get out of that, drink more tea. And here's the latest. There we go, to 4th of August, and you could see the return now at $500 contract at Ninja, which is the lowest I know as a margin. You could see the return, highly achievable. It's 9.48. If I do it here, you can see what I'm doing for. If I go to this level, yeah, it's 9.48 times what you pay monthly. Okay, and it's a trailing, which is 9 weeks. This is trailing. We look at the 9 weeks right here. Nancy does a number series there. That means that we're looking at the most recent one. Who cares what happened here if you're just coming now, right? So we've tried to be no, we've tried to be very, very responsive to the most recent data. Okay, so that's posted. What else do I have for you? Anything else? Um, we talked about Ninja. That. Okay, PMT. We're gonna bring a trade up here just quickly. Okay, let me go over that, and then this has to get updated. I know that, but here's the trade we had. There was a question a couple of days ago. Excuse me. That what happened to this trade? Well, look at the timestamp. That's the exact time. This is the trade, and that was the position at the time. We paid about $4 there. No, three something. I think 340. Yeah, 340. We paid about 340. We bought the $12. We sold say 860. Okay, so it's 340 we paid for. We got to stop that at 6,300. When was 6,300? 6,300 is this bar, I believe, right there. 15th of July. You could see we crossed 60302. I remember that day. That was a new high at the open. So at the open, they took us out. Wow, we have a stops there. You have a stops there. You know how many people are in PMT? Quite a bit, quite a bit. A lot of hedge guys and all of that. So because we've been there, we've been at it 10 years. I'm time of a decade. That's no secret. Go here. There's a PMT. Well, hello. This is the thing. So a lot of people are in there. So the stop was hit. Okay. So and we looked at the price of the spread because we keep track of that. There's a price of a spread on 715. You go back, you could see what the spread was. This is at the open. Okay, here's 18, 17, 16. Okay, now this gentleman. Okay, you could see there. We're in this range down there. Okay, so about like 230. It ran up actually first, and then actually, it was a little bit higher, but let's just take this part, okay? So I took the middle of the road there. It was like 260 area. So at 260, we got stopped out. Well, the trigger was here. As it's dropping, some of you guys held. I know that. I know my people. They held. And it got a little bit of a gain on it was a put spread. I think closed on the average for 260. We paid about 340. So we lost 21%. That's all. That's all we lost. If you held on, it's a lot lower. Why? time value. You're using you have a theta decay. Remember? So anyhow, long and short of it is, the issue was, well, how did you do that? I said, well, you need to follow Twitter which is that's a flash message, and on flash message, Admiral Tico is in charge. My dog, very smart dog. Okay, this small dog is very smart. Hold on, and we do this. It's a free item. It's on your phone. Come on, there we go. Sorry, I'm going to just show his tweets only. Oh, I'm sorry, that was his tweet. Okay, 24th, 15th. There we go. There we go. PMT trade 395 just got stopped out, and there's a timestamp on that. If you go there, you'll see right at the open, pretty much 9:53. Get out, okay? Now and we do say this again. I want to be in this webinar recorded, so you guys realize when you go into PMT, it says Executive Officer, Fleet Admiral Tico. You need to follow him. Why? It gives you a flash message on your phone anywhere you want. Like somebody like me who's got 16 emails, company emails, 16, because we have it by product, support, subscription, you name it. I can't carry it on my phone. It'll blow up my phone. So, but I always have Twitter there, and to transmit to a bunch of people is instant with Twitter versus the email. So if you had gone there, you would see right there we said that. Now, here's what we're going to change. Hold on. No. What we're going to do, what did I do with it? Okay. What we're going to do is we are going to also email that to you. Yeah, so there's no there's total clearance on there we go, on what we talked about. There we go. 15 minutes, 11. Oh, that was ninja stuff. There you go. We're going to take a snapshot of this and email it to you. Look, 188 people read it. Okay. And that's a small distribution. Why? He's got about 2,400 people. Yeah, there we go. 2,400 people who follows him. So please, this is a part of your package. It's open. We're not giving trades here. We're giving you alerts. Trades are an email. Okay. But at least tells you, hey, go and check your email. Okay. So or log in to see what it is. But we got to stop that. Now, why did it happen? We can't pick top and bottoms. Nobody can. Nobody can. I've been in this game too long. Okay. And one thing you learn is that you take little small nuggets. That's the business. Remember, what's his name? Peter, the gentleman in Murad Asghar. Okay, Murad Asghar in New York, Chicago. FT71. We're after little gold nuggets. We do a burst trade, we grab it, put it aside, wait for the next one. Our next one is a broken M. We got one leg of an M in. Think of it as an M. We go up, down, up, down. We want to grab on the second one. The second one should be coming. As long as we don't violate that line, we have an M coming, which is the high is 64.27. You see the drawing there, that top line? 64.27. As we get close to that, if we fail there, then I'm going to put the trade on. So you just want to be ready and available when the trade comes to you. Okay, that's our game plan. Anything else I need to tell you? One more last thing on the Twitter stuff. Hold on YouTube, and then we're gonna get to charts. No, we go to the calendar first. Okay, so let me go to. I want to bring it to your attention and go. Here's the YouTube chat. I want you to watch this one, Risk Manager. Actually, this is the chart, a snapshot of it, but this is the one I want you to watch. This is what the Dennis did all of these webinars for us. We appreciate it. He's been using Ninja about 5-6 years, about the same time as Jason. The two of them helped me, just like Cash does for TradeStation, and myself, and maybe Peter Cook. Yeah, because we want the experience there to come and shine and help you. But this is the one I want you to watch. This adds an extra layer of here. If you go here, you'll see. There you go. Let me. This module adds what, and then Dennis does a great job explaining that to you. What Dome, the Super Dome, fails to offer you. That's the value. Okay, so we expect this to go really crazy. Now, there are a couple additions to this later on that we want to add, but we want to make sure you guys have some experience with it. Why? Those are the ones that are live orders. Not just give you a feedback what your risk looks like, but also how do you get quantifiably what do you call it, manipulate the risk. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Absolutely. I mean, they was like, you came up with this. I said, not for you. Sorry, we've had it on TradeStation. It's just that with the 64-bit version of Ninja, this is a game changer. This will pay for the package and then some. The whole package is 200 a month. It's nothing. With one contract, it's nothing. But this module, this one module, of the 22 or whatever 23 pieces it has, this alone will pay all of that, then some. All you need to keep an eye on what you're doing, especially your min max. If you stay within your min max, you got it, man. I mean, with this, if you fail, the problem is your discipline is zero. Think about this. This is telling you what to do. This is the color code shows what kind of risk, how much margin you're using. And we'll do a live webinar with this. Let us just get a little bit further. And what we're adding recently that we're on to do is we're adding also market if touched. Where's the note? I have a note here. 1 second. There's market if touched that's going to get in. That's being programmed. And there is one more item there. Let me see where I put my note here. It was here. I'm sorry. My notepad was here on that. But that's our next move. Oh, there we go. Yes, I got it. There we go. Yeah, trailing stop. And we're also introducing trailing stops. We do have a MB stop. I'm saying B stop. Break even. Next thing we're adding to that is a trailing stop. That means if you go up, it lifts the stop. So your risk reward starts changing towards you. So as you go up, your risk is dropping, and it does that. It does. So it goes up, but it doesn't go down if you're long. If you're short, it drops the top line, the stop, but it does not raise it. So you don't get emotionally involved in a game where you're adjusting things. See what I'm saying? Yeah, keep that in mind. And I think but this is summertime. This is the time you do all your updates and so forth. So because when this sweet spot of market shows up, you want to be ready. With that said, let's go to Econ Calendar, and then we're going to start charts. Econ Calendar. Okay. Mortgage data came in better than expected. Well, there's no expectation, but better than last time. Last time was horrible. Last time freaked out everybody. Now, why did this happen? Because of Friday. What happened Friday? Well, we're going to talk about that too. There's nothing there. Yeah. Tomorrow's jobless claim productivity. Tomorrow we'll look at productivity. Wholesale inventories, maybe, but mainly productivity tomorrow. And of course, I like jobless claim, but I think we've been very quiet. Nothing major. Consumer credit in the afternoon. Nothing on Friday. This is week 2. Week 3 is what? PPI, CPI. No. Now, I get this version of this as a book, so we can talk the following week because we're not doing it every week. We do these webinars every other week. So next week, Monday is the 11th. We have CPI on 12th. Mondays are usually light. CPI on 12th, can be important one. PPI Thursday. Thursday the 14th, big day. Write it down. Big day. You have jobless claims, PPI final demand, and the Fed balance sheet. That's 4:30 after the close. But why PPI? Prices paid. It is very crucial on the tariff environment to pay attention. Get rid of your politics. It has nothing to do with your politics. This is about being smart and acting smart. What that PPI looks. If you believe in people like Peter Cook, which is very nonpartisan type of a guy, He's been warning us. If you read his commentary in the mornings, he's been warning us about this numbers creeping up, and now with the write down of 3 sequential, this is the key word, 3 sequential non-farms. But remember, it usually takes 2 months to adjust. There's no rigging here. That's all bullshit. If somebody who says that doesn't know how BLS works. BLS is one of the finest stat shops this country has ever had. Okay, and there are about 40 people in there, and they're in charge. Yeah. No one person is in charge. There's a top guy who writes the checks, but operationally, he's got no say. Yeah, it's like FOMC. It's not the Fed chair. It's the FOMC. It's a committee. So 40 people involved, and nobody sees the whole picture, so nobody can have any impact until they come together electronically, and then Thursday afternoon, actually Wednesday morning, the commissioner gets what the numbers look like. Thursday afternoon, he goes to the Federal Reserve and White House, and then it's disseminated. It comes out of a quarantine, a news quarantine, on Friday morning at 8:30. This is what happens. You see that drop? This is what happens. You have let's look at 10-year. This is real estate, long-term insurance. This is the cars. We had a 3 drop. What? Because tariffs. If you look at it, when was the Liberation Day? April. So then you have May, June, and July. 3 of them down. So that's why the data is, for those who didn't want to hear it that way, it's costly. Disappointed. All they had to do is follow Admiral Tico. Admiral Tico has been talking about this. You could see his posts. I mean, people on Facebook went crazy when they saw that. He's been spot on. That the data on the surface is overstated. The economy, not the market. The economy is in worse shape than we think. And thus this dropped, which thus came in with a higher than expected mortgage data today. Very nice, very nice. Okay, market readjusts itself. It's a governor, right? Like a steam engine governor, readjusts itself. So now, good test is PPI and CPI next week. So we'll know on Tuesday, which is CPI at 8:30, and on Thursday at 8:30 is PPI. Now 15th, let's go to 15th of Friday. Retail sales, hello, very crucial, very crucial. Consumerism. We have Empire State. What happens in Mid-Atlantic and up. New York area. Import-export prices. Industrial production at 9:15. Those are at 8:30. In business inventories at 10. Consumer sentiment at 10. So it's crazy next Friday. So this week is a little bit light. Week 2. Week 3 is going to be busy. Expirations on the 15th. And then we come back. Housing market. I don't know what that is. On the 18th. Forget it. Go to 19th. Tuesday key. Remember, we meet every 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now is the 20th, which is 2 Wednesdays from now. So 19th to think about. Mark on your calendar. Housing starts and permits. Now, by the way, we publish those daily. We always do that. Where? Right here. On our feed, we have one feed for traders, strictly for our futures traders, which is not Tico. Tico is PMT. This is for chat rooms. You need to follow these 2 airplanes. This is F-18s. That's the ENF versus DNC. Okay, I worked on these airplanes, so actually they're precursor. We publish here. We publish the charts. We tell you what's important, what to think about. And the other one is that what's the size of our servers. That's it. No other things here. Very, very focused, and comes out in the mornings. Okay, so we'll bring it to your attention there too. So 20th on Wednesday, and then we have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. So that's gonna be a busy thing. What is this one? Oh, Ninja. Yeah, it was Ninja. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Philly Fed is the following day. That's not mid-Atlantic stuff we got to watch. PMI composite, leading indicators. Hello. If you trade zero lag stuff like I do with CICI there, that kind of mindset, you've got to think in terms of the economic indicator, also from a LEI standpoint, leading economic indicators. That's on 21st. And then existing home sales. Very crucial for real estate. Big impact is going to be the 10-year. The 10-year is huge. This was a breath of fresh air for the real estate people, especially down here. Remember, right now, currently, and I know I put this up. I don't know if people liked it or not, but let's see. It was again. When we see something interesting, we always post for you to read. This is the chart I want to talk about. No, 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 no. Huh? So maybe I missed it. I know I put it on Facebook. With 500,000 more sellers than buyers right now in the real estate in aggregate in the U.S. There's a downward pressure. Hey, Siegfried, how are you? Come on in. There's a downward pressure on real estate. Okay, now this is a help. This is definitely a help there. Okay, this was a huge bar. And wait. Talk about outside bar. You see the dot? That's outside. So, and we took the lows. We went down to the lows. Remember, swing low, swing high. That's what I talk about in the NQ room. Talk about the technical analysis that you need to be aware of. This is crucial. You went to test that. Should have been surprised here. Okay, we still haven't pulled up, so we'll see. This week we'll have probably some stuff on the after what do you call it on tariffs, but I think the big gorilla in the room is China, and we still don't have a solution there. All right, let's go through charts. So we've done with the econ calendar. I use Econoday, which is the feed to everything else. Goldman, Morgan, Chase, Market Watch, Dow Jones, Benzinga. They all use Econoday, so I just use that. Okay. Now sometimes you get a little bit too busy getting the data. But it won't be as bad as BLS. Sometimes you gotta go to BLS and to get the raw data. And like yesterday on Friday, it was difficult a little bit. It was busy because it's a big number, big miss in the revisions. We always gonna have revisions, but we never had such a big revisions. But it takes time. The data is not settled. It's just the nature of the beast of how that data is collected. It has nothing to do with the people. I've traded F4 non-farm since March 3rd or 9th, I forget. I think it's March 3rd because March 9th was not a Friday. It was the first March, has to be, I'm saying, it's the first Friday. So first week, yeah, it can't be 9th. It was, I think, March 3rd, 1993, traded bond futures. I have missed probably, from that date to now, maybe 2 FOMCs total in my life. Yeah, 2, yeah. I'm talking about live trading at there. But and I was my biggest loss first round. The first biggest loss in the market was non-farm. I knew I was a dummy. I didn't know it. I didn't know what it was it for. Hey Nancy, how are you? I didn't know what was it for. I had to go and actually get a book about American economic indicators, right from Borders back there, if you remember Borders back there, to read and see what it means. And I was trading with Morgan Stanley on Maple Drive in Beverly Hills, and they were laughing at me. I was a college boy, right? Yeah. So Tico is doing well, sir. Tico is doing well. Thank you. And so I learned that then you get hooked. Why? This is what everything is geared to. The whole economy is geared to this number. That's why it's so watched. That's why we have such a great minds working on it, and it's highly, highly diversified because of our team. So no one person can impact it. What Trump is saying is horseshit, total horseshit, and he knows it too. He's just very upset about the data, but it shows how little he understands. It's just like a Federal Reserve. Powell doesn't pick the interest rates. He can't. He's an FOMC. It's a committee. You can go to see who's involved. Go to federalreserve.gov. The FOMC membership shows. You get Federal Reserve banks and several of the governors who are non-bank officers of Federal Reserve districts. So anyhow, long story. I don't want to prosecute Trump. History will judge him. You know what I think? I've said it last few years. Nothing new added. No surprise. I'm not surprised anymore. So anyhow, where are we now? We have made new highs. Obviously, this is the April problem. Really the worst April ever in 50 years. We came back up, new highs. Well, I'm looking for an M, too short. We've made a couple of nice shorts that made money. This one we lost. We have no business of going long. It's too high up. The odds are we have a better chance on the downside than up. I could see a 5% up, but maybe 20% down. So for that, I'm waiting to, and I'm going to do it with a put spread as always we do. We don't do outrights, we do spreads. Why? Lower cash outlay, a better handling of the theta decay, and better crushing of roll. I was a student of Marcus Posito. When you do options, you need to crush the row. Row is your volatility. You've got to crush it. The only way I know you can do it consistently, time in and time out, is using a spread. You cannot just do outright. Outright, you gamble. I'm not a gambler. I can't gamble for you. I have too many of you guys out there. Yeah, it would be too bad. I'd rather make you find a little nugget bunch of times than trying to go there and try hit a grand slam. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I was watching Red Sox the other night. Look at 2004. Not easy to hit grand slams. Bases loaded, DH coming in. No, no, no. So what is our game plan? I believe seasonality. Remember, Phil Erlanger. Read my book. Phil Erlanger wrote chapter 8, I believe. It's a chapter right after mine. He's the king of seasonality. He used to run technical analysis for the Johnson family at Fidelity in Boston. Very, very decent guy. He's had a stroke recently. Very decent guy, hard worker, really understands his data and his charts and so forth. The seasonality in September is something to think about, especially between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So you want to sell Rosh Hashanah and buy Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur falls October 2nd right now. So that 10 days before that it's part of the last days of September, the seasonality really shows. So historically, all of September is bad. So I expect we get pushed up here again. That's why I have not jumped in for a trade on. I'm waiting. To put spread on, and then the duration. Duration is going to be, in my humble opinion, I'd say we usually do 30 days, right? We usually do 30 days. Sometimes, 5 weeks, 35 days. I'm going to go close to double that. It would be at least 60, maybe 70. Because I got to put that up now, let's say by Labor Day, before Labor Day, a little bit before that. Toward the end of August, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to cover all of September and a little bit of October. Why? I want my theta decay per day. If it doesn't even spread, I want further delay in that, further slowdown of my theta decay. Okay, that's a value of the premium dropping itself per day. So I need a longer time period. It's not linear. I understand that. Remember, options are logarithmic. They're not linear. I understand that. Please. I was a student of people who did Black-Scholes. I did a Black-Scholes model on my HP 67 when I was working on a line at F18. And part of the F18 line had a phone put in there that had an outside line. One of my VP says, "What are you? Oh, big broker dealer here?" I said, "Listen, you guys pay me so much. I got to make a little extra money." Next thing I know, he signed up himself. Yeah. Yeah. As a first trade, I sent him to Hawaii with a wife. It's just like, I've been trying to save money for this. I said, "Here we go. There's your trade. Go." So I understand that part. But the point is, we want to time it a little bit, and we have to err on caution. We have to assume we're going to be wrong. Okay? We have to assume we need more time, and we have to assume we need X amount of cash. So all those put together, ideally, would be a longer dated note. So we're not going to do a 5-day or 10-day note. The cheap options always turn out to be the biggest mistake you'll have. Trust me. On a long period of time, that's how it works. So I'm going to wait for that. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Make sure you follow Tico. Okay? Because we're gonna give you a first alert here. Remember, if you go here, you want to be following Admiral Tico. Okay? Here we go. Yeah, remember, he's a KCPE, Knight Commander of Persian Empire. So he's there. It's the whole 9.5 pounds of him, 10 pounds of him. And remember, as Siegfried would tell you, this is all made of tomahawk steaks. Yes, 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 exactly. So we got to alert you, just like we did on the 15th, saying the trade is coming. There's an update, what have you. Just like we always do, before we email it to you, saying be ready, be ready. Here's in the next half an hour, or we estimate. Sometimes we say we're going to launch the trade around 1 in the morning. We tell you we're going to trade at lunch. A little bit after lunch, we do. Actually, I don't know what's showing. He's going other stuff. I'm sorry. It's not that. If you just get the trade, if you just get him alone, it's not that many. Yeah, it's just the RTs are limited. He's eclectic. Um, but we go there and we say trade 90. Trade like this one's going to be 396. We're going to say this is 395 was done. Okay, 396 on deck. That means be ready. Then we follow with his email. He has his own email. Okay, coming to you, and uh, and then the email says go and open what? You open this, go there, log in, hit the PMT, and it gives you the chart will be updated. You get a new chart of this to understand the levels, and this is totally updated. Why? Duration. This is we have to do it this way. Before we used to just email, it was a disaster. We put in a box. This is like 10 years ago. We had just started this. We put in the boxes to help with Nancy. All of this stuff is by Nancy. I couldn't do this without Nancy. No question. I'll tell you what we're up to, what we're looking at, so forth. Yes, we're a little bit behind. I don't care about that. I care. That's with Time to Digest. I care about you guys. I care about the trade I give you, not what the Time to Digest is doing. Time to Digest hasn't updated me in years because they stopped doing that. But we kept on sending our trades to them. We follow the same protocol. So, but that's what I'm looking at. So think about this. Be ready. I'd say we'll probably be in this mode given the current market we're in. I'm guessing at least another week of no action. But after that, yeah, we're gonna be positioning ourselves in that realm, and maybe we may roll over. There's possibility that we will take a like a month forward contract or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then roll it over. So we simultaneously buy and sell to stay in the bias that we want. Because I think if I'm right, okay, and that's a big if, it doesn't mean I'm going to be, but I want you to hear me correctly. If I'm right, this September is going to be a September you're not going to forget. It may look like kids stuff just because of the chaos and incompetence that we're facing. Look, just open the news. Open the news. That's it. I don't have to say anything else. Go open Fox. Listen to what Fox says. Fox says we have incompetence and chaos. Forget anybody else. Now I'm more of a Bloomberg guy. I listen to Bloomberg, that kind of stuff. I want data. But if I'm right, the seasonality and the timing of different stuff with Iran, with Ukraine, with the what do you call it, the tariffs, and then you add seasonality and where we are on the chart, that's M. I'm looking for that M. So be alert. Okay, let's move on the charts. I spent too long on this. Canaries. Okay, this is first problem. That was not moving. That was not making new highs. Now we've dropped quite a bit. I realize that. You gotta realize something. These two drops, very long, 200 points plus each, back to back. I don't mean there's a gap down. Remember, we have to take care of a gap down. But 100 change was 100. There's a gap down, but the change was at least 100 each. With a scale of 4,000, 6,400 area, $200 back to $200 in SPX back to back is not a joke. Something else is off here. Okay, so we got to go forward, and we just got to be ready for that. Okay, horrible transportation. Look, I mean, look where the high ultimate new highs are. Look where we are here, and it's in a death cross. It's trying to come up to a golden cross. Hasn't got there yet. Look at the Russell, same problem. Look what the all-time highs. Relatively speaking, if you look at the this is versus NDX, see what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's an undercurrents that you have to look at. They don't look good. So we'll see. Now, what's the trigger? I don't know. Hell, if I knew what the trigger was, I wouldn't be here with you guys. I would have my own island. Yeah. with 72, I'll give you a discount. 36 blondes. Remember, they said if you die for Allah, we give you 72 virgins. Give me a discount. Give me 36. I'll take it now. Time value of money, right, Mark? Time value of money. So, okay. Here's another issue. SQ is not up. It's not high enough yet. It's still waiting. The curve is good. The direction is good. We're coming from the lows. We're heading up. This is low reading. SQ is not tradable. You cannot manipulate this. Okay? So we want this to go a little bit higher. Then we get this, most likely, we get our setup. Now, what do we want in our setup for SQ? Remember, I don't make these calls easily. There's a lot of things that have to go and play and interact with each other. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, sorry, guys. All right. So we want to get this thing to at least 170 area, maybe 165. But I want a 4 sigma event. The dash line is 4 sigma. Why is that? It's measuring it against itself. There's no better way. That's why Sigma challenge is such a big deal with everybody. You got to measure against itself. You got to take the noise out and let it tell you what this is. Remember, this gets sold at the end of the day. You can't measure this during the day. So it's the end of the day series. And it comes from SIBO. I've been testing this since it came out, which was the summer of 2008. Actually, I was invited to look at this. I was teaching over there, and Mark knew a couple of the guys over there on the product section, and they were geeks like myself. And so they asked him a question. He goes, "This might be on my pay grade. Go and talk to Fari." And there was a fellow also from Citadel. He was the head of their vaults. We went over there. This Indian guy from there. Mark Caffrey knows him. We went over there, and they actually downloaded the data to us, measured. There's no dissemination yet of the values on the Excel sheet. So we started looking at it. And my attitude was, I got to measure against itself. And so we go back. And my signals, the reason I really actually made time of the decade was because of the SQ. The SQ tells me not yet. So we're going to wait a little bit. And I can do more trades later, but this is September. Remember, because September really and April, there's some seasonality. So I don't want to blow it for September by doing something stupid now. I can always put trades on November and December or January, and then I don't want to blow it for next April. You remember what we did here? So it was incredible. So again, trade what you see, not what you think. That's part of our logo, right? If you go to our emails, that's what it says. Trade what you see, not what you think. So all those PhD stuff, forget it. Look at the market. I have a pretty good pedigree, but I discount it. I say it's not that. It's the chart. Why? This is everybody voting there. You know how many billions moved there, if not trillions? Remember, bond market is about 20 times, at least, maybe 25 times the stock market. This is billions that moved in that bar. Billions, if not trillions. It was huge, that move. So, all right, treasuries. This is the front end. This is a 7-year look back. So we're really low on this end, really dropped. Look what's happening. What? The economy slowing down. What happens when you tariffs on? Tariffs add a tax. Some people lined up, front loaded it. Now they want to bring down the inventories. And they got advantage because tariffs were not in effect. As tariffs come into effect, consumption is going to drop. Okay, then we have another problem, labor. We have labor shortages, especially what's involved in the lowest class of labor in terms of dirty work. Why? It's got ice. Look at the reports from Kern County in California. ICE has been raiding the food area, the cultivation, the plantation and so forth. And we're getting to harvest time. It's going to be a problem. Where are we going to import it from? Where do we get? I love my avocados. I love my blueberries. Where are they going to come from? Mexico. What's the tariff there? So those are going to add to the input cost. Peter Cook has talked about that with data. Okay, with data that's coming in from the government, from the same government. If you look at that data, you'll see we are going into a perfect storm. Do we going to crush? No, no. American economy is very resilient. We'll come up with a way of surviving, but it won't be an easy survival. It's going to be painful, especially on the lower end of the economic scale. You and I probably won't feel it, but the average person out there, yeah, on fixed income, on like payroll, what have you, yes, it will be a problem. Okay, look at Walls. Walls are almost going too far out. Remember, if you read Peter, or actually the other way around, a little bit on the low end, we did pop and then we come back down. So no, what I call a shock here. No volatility shock here yet. No, it's too low. So I would pass. No signal on this chart. Up and downs, okay, very quiet still. We're not getting any follow through. We're not breaching the red line or green line. So it's chaos. Yeah. Some of it doesn't make sense. Some of it is just no continuation. I said that today in the NQ room. We constantly get 2 to 3 bars, then they sell it. Or they sell 2 or 3 bars, they buy it. I don't see continuation. So most of my trading recently has been burst trades. That's where I'm done. By like 10:30, 11, I'm done. I don't push my luck. I lose a lot in the afternoons. I know myself. I'm not good at it. I don't have the patience. I add size, and then one snap, you give it all back. Don't add to your bet size. Keep the bet size small, but grab the move. Grab when things start moving, like in the morning time. I love to trade from like 8:30 to about 11:30, and that's it. The other day, I had one trade. I pared it down. It was like trade number 4 for the day. I took 4 contracts, 6 contract stops on NQ. Going to noon and closed it. There's a technically high probability. Maybe you want to write this down. High probability of a new high or new low of the day around noon New York time. Your New York NYC time. If we're selling, could be a new low. If you're buying and going up, could be a new high for the day. And then go sideways. So get out. Why? Summertime. You got summer interns with the missile keys. Okay, they have what do you call it? I forgot the name. There's a name for it. Tactical trigger. They have tactical trigger. That means when the boss goes to lunch, the intern cannot trade size. The stopper stops him. Okay, so you don't want to be caught there because there's a limit on size they can trade. So they trade up and down in a box. For us, we're trading outright. We're gonna be in trouble. Everybody knows what outright means, right? Outright is when you're not hedged. You're not doing a spread. It's outright. Those you're gonna get into trouble. So don't try to get out of it and and be happy. If you're gonna make money when you're happy, the trick to that is don't be demanding. Don't set up yourself for disappointment. Don't set up for disaster. If you demand too much, then all the trades are bad for you. You'll never be happy. Don't do that. The key about creating wealth is continuous winnings, small nuggets, as FT71 teaches us. But volume profile is a place to be. It tells you what these levels are based on the most recent trades, not what these levels were last week. Like I look at this thing. There we go, PMT. This is what the levels were yesterday. Okay. I'm sorry. This was I'm sorry. This is what levels were the prior week, right? Too far. Too far. It's hard to trade futures with this. It gives you key levels, but you know how many opportunities are within those? So if I'm trading short term ES or NQ, that's want to be in that area. Just go know the level, trade it, get out. Now within that, volume profile shows up very nicely, which is at each tick how much we traded. To be fair, better signal on the ES than NQ. Yeah, NQ lags in that. Why? Just the volume isn't there. All right, let's go to SP1W. Okay, this is the mechanical system where I have a sell now. Hello, Murray. We have a sell now. Are you with me, Siegfried? Here's your sell. Hello. So we got to buy on the weekly, sell on the daily. Hey, it is what it is. Now, Is it trying to get better? Look at the CG color gradient. Yes, yes, it's trying to get better. It's trying to get mitigated here, and I'm waiting for that. I want to do the second push, not the first one, and then this is going to turn, and then that's all she wrote. I expect, again, to repeat, I expect September to be a tough month. Probably one of those you'll never forget for a while. I've Let me give you another stat. I've always made money on September. Always have. Why? Escalator up, elevator down. You go up for a couple of weeks, 3, 4 weeks up. One day you give it all back. Why? Fear. As a country, yes, yes. That's why he's got the wireless keyboard. Siegfried says, Chico might need to hide under the desk in September. Yes, that's why it's wireless keyboard. Yes. You don't think this guy plans forward? Come on. He should. If he was at Pentagon, he would be head of planning. Yeah. So, yeah. Totally agree with that. Yeah. So, the fear, as a country, we're bullish. I've always been bullish on America. Okay. That's why I moved here. My dad and I, we had a big fight because he was a military guy high up, good fellow of America, good fellow of the U.S. Yeah, I mean, the ambassador was a friend, all that. Pentagon was a friend. But he says, why do you want to be U.S. citizen? I said, Dad, the future is U.S. It's a constitution. A constitution. I want the constitution protected. I don't want anybody here, just anybody. No, I want the constitution to be protected. There's a reason that experiment has to be protected. And but but as a country, we're long, net long. And sometimes we get too long up here. We're too long. And now the odds change. Maybe 5%, 3% up, but maybe 10% to 50% down. I look at odds. Always you have to. And market will damage the most when they are not prepared. Always. Why? The pyramid. It cannot reward the most. There's not enough money to reward the most. So the small, undereducated, undercapitalized shall pay the price. It's called capitalism. Capitalism 101. You don't need to go to Princeton for that. Think about it. It's a pyramid. So market will get ready to make the most damage. Down here, did the most damage to the shorts. Why? Because they didn't look at what the SQ was saying up here. SQ said short. They kept buying. Down here, they're crying. They sell. They get out. Market rallies. Remember, we went long here. The second green, we were long. Always trade anti-logic, and you survive. Now, do you need stops? By all means. As a matter of fact, in our risk manager, the stop is built in now. You click, it goes, and we change it. It was doing every quarter. I told Mike Burke, I said, "What are you doing this for? I don't care about quarter. I want full dollar, and also I want the BE, so it'll jump me $2, $3, $4 above my break even. So I can't go wrong. I cannot lose. Also, now we're doing trailing stop. When I uncheck it, when I check it, trailing stop kicks in. So as it goes up, automatically lifts it. So you compute every 15 seconds. Can't be perfect because we have to place it. And remember, signal is in Chicago, not here. So I hit it here. It goes to Ninja in Chicago. Goes to GME, Global Matching Engine at Aurora. Back to the Ninja, back to me. All this travel is about maybe, I don't know, 100 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds. That's that second. Boom, boom. Why? Use fiber. They use OC48. I use fiber. You can't get faster than that. You got to, but you need a machine to watch it because manually you can't do it. You can't. That's what I'm saying. The mismanager, which Dennis gave a very good presentation on it. It pays for itself. It takes some of the mechanical stuff out of the way, so you watch the targets better. You spend your mind thinking the structure. Remember, market has a structure. Sometimes it follows geometry, sometimes it doesn't. But the mechanical stuff, let the machine do it. Okay. All right. What are we doing here now? We did new highs here. Okay, we'll write it up. So we should be dropping. When we do new lows, we rise. So you have another piece of the puzzle. You gain extra new highs. If there's a time delay, it's usually about a month or so, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere in here. So again, that's another positive signal on the short side, our bias. Okay, this is the SP1. We don't give this out. What we're programming it for. We're gonna do, by the way, we're gonna do this PMT with Ninja charts, yes. And we're programming that on this. This is SP1. This is Momo. This was done for Front Point. I think I can disclose that. In 2008, I had a mission. They wanted something like this for Front Point. They weren't sure what they wanted, but they wanted to take a look at what the tool we could have. And about 10 days later, I created this, the shorter brethren, so we can signal against each other. You know how you oscillate? This is the oscillator, except they're separate. Why? They're two different scales. What these values are, garbage. This is to cover what the data is. We're not into showing what we do. We show you the interpretation. We show you how to make money. We don't tell you how we did it. Why? That's my IP. That's my intellectual property. Okay, so that's my retirement. So take it easy. Okay, so what is this doing now? We're just a tad below a center line. So we have a slight bias to the downside here on the SP1. Momo is, you'll move faster and you want to see like a -10 or lower. Here's a buy. No question. And look what happened there. Yeah. So when we get to this low, you know this was a decent buy. I'm sorry, is it this low? Hold on. I'm sorry. We got to this low. Yeah. This was here, right? Yeah. This was the first low. This is the second low. But compared to this read here, take a look. Is that bullish divergence or what? This was a very bad day. I remember that. This was a very bad day. Yeah, this was my birthday. I know. That's what's FOMC. Yeah. Last FOMC was my birthday. I remember that. But, I'm very on shorts than long. Yeah. I took everybody to Ocean Prime. You don't want to know what the bill was, please. Yeah. There's a bunch of these guys were fat cats and drinking scotch and having lobster and, whatever. Great seafood. That was my day, but I didn't care. We had already planned that. We're going to go there for dinner afterward. If I get there a little bit late, that's fine. You see the reading. Look what this reading is. That was a buy. If that's not a divergence, I don't know what it is. Okay? So the first look is not the low. It's the second one that's the low. We're going to watch that as we go forward. So don't miss the presentation 2 weeks from now because we don't give this out. Tico sometimes borrows it, takes a picture, send it to you, again on his feed. So midweek, if we update these charts, they're not on the website, they're on Twitter. So make sure you follow Admiral Tico. Again, @Fleet is a 5-star. He's the only 5-star admiral we have now. Fleet _ ADM Alpha Delta Mike _ Tico. That's Tango India Kilo Oscar. Okay. That he would do a chart and a little write up, very low. I'm not going to go fib. This needs work. As also there's no signal here. This is that swing. Okay, hold on. This is it. No. Okay, D-Trenders. D-Trenders used with money managers. Okay. They're all happy campers by hello, Golden Cross. Golden Cross coming up. We're getting set up. They're all happy campers here. That's exactly what I want. It's following the script. Now, what if I'm wrong? And we just go up? Could be. It could be. But we can't go up like this. Look at how much is the what do you call it? Margin money, all-time high. Look at PE, all-time high. You at these levels, these stocks have never been so expensive. Never been so expensive. Now, also look at foreigners are not buying our stuff. They're buying very little of our stocks now. We're way too high up. So what if I'm wrong and we make new highs? So be it. Could September go into October? Yes. If we have a negative September, positive September, okay, then we have November, December. Remember 2018? Actually, the peak came, the signal on SQ came, I think, 25th, 27th of August. The sell signal followed October 2nd or 3rd, and then we sold into Christmas Eve. That's how I became timer of the decade. Two big trades I had, 2018 and 2020 on COVID. And I nailed it. Where? From SQ. But my interpretation of SQ. You can get SQ anywhere you want. There's a bunch of people who talk about SQ. But you get my interpretation. Okay? All right. What's this? Sorry, guys. Somebody's ringing in the background. Okay. All right. Here we go. Another key one, SP2. This was put together for Stan Harley, but had a lot of errors in it. And Stan left the market. He had a really good year in 90 to 98, 1998, I think it was. Yeah. Nancy, you remember him at Mass, right? And that's how I ended up running Mass because he quit. He was my president. I was a VP. Largest user group. And number one California for sure, but in the US, probably one, maybe two. And this has to do with internal of the S&P. Remember, S&P has the most internal. Most internal. Why? VIX, advanced decline, up and down volume. What do you call it? The fair value. There's just nothing like SPX. A lot better, and it's cap weighted. So it's a true health of the market. So there was a timing model we wanted to do, and you could see what the drop was here. Massive. On let's see, this is Friday. Friday close was massive. Okay, we're rallying up. I'm waiting for it to get past 75. Right now it's neutral. There's no time. There's no point of entry now. This is a coin toss. I don't need coin toss. I'm not interested in coin toss. I need to have an edge. Oh, my dad was a fighter pilot. I worked on F-14 at Princeton, then F-18 at Northrop, and then B-2. I need an edge. There's no edge here. 50-50, as they call it, so we're not going to touch it. But it's healthy what it's done. Ready to go back up there. So we don't discuss what the SP2 is. It's a fairly complex second. Is it second? I'm not sure. It's a second or third order polynomial. Okay. It took me a while to write it. We had some errors in it. And of course, he left. So I was left on my own to try to finish this. And I did. This one is stock RSI. It shows weakness. Okay. But I'm hoping that we'll get this one. This is what I don't like. I'm hoping that this builds up so we can go up for the broken M. We're not there yet. Now, this is the U contract on, let's see, what time is it? 5:30. That's why these are zeros. I see. The VIXs have zeroed out. This is the 3 months VIX spread. 90 days. Very useful tool. We have 820 expiration. So, 820. No, we're okay. Let me make sure the data is good here. Hold on. That's what we had the expiration there. Hold on. Okay, hold on. So we're doing August. We're long August, short November. That's correct. 90 days. Okay. And what does that 3.44 means? We're too high up. Yeah. When it gets more and more negative, we're near the high. When it gets to zero, that's the low. This haven't got that far yet. So again, if we're in that mode, we're building to a new high. So that means be patient. We should be ready soon. Now we jump in. All right. So far for the charts. Any questions for me on the charts? Donald, is everything okay? You follow me? What's going on here? I know it's your first time here. I just want to make sure that I could address any questions you may have. Other than my accent, I have an accent. Sorry about that. So can't change that. Any questions anybody else have about the charts? Because now we want to go do single names. As always, we do the top 40. I'm sorry, not top. We look at top 40, but we really go to like first 12. Okay. No, I don't want to do this. Why does it keep on asking me stupid question? Okay. All right, let's go and do market cap. Okay, this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. I'm sorting on market cap. Okay. which is price of the stock times number of shares outstanding. Okay, and it's live. It's constantly live. Okay, first name Nvidia. So let's go to swing, and we go there. Okay, and okay, there's Nvidia, right? Okay, is it changing? Yeah, there we go. Back to Nvidia. Okay, all-time high. Yeah, obviously all-time high was a couple of days ago. This is the weekly. We're in the channel. This is not tiring. This has got a lot of energy. So would I buy it here? Yeah, you could. A little bit, but would definitely with the call spread. You can't touch these without the spread. You can't do outrights. Why? The vol will kill you. And there's a good chance vol will drop. Market goes your way. Vol drops, you don't make money. And you scratch your head. How come the market went where I thought it was going to go on the asset? I lost money. It's the vol, it's not the price. Remember, it's X minus S. Think about Black Scholes. X minus S. But you got a MIV in there. That's crucial. That's causing the problem. So I've been bullish on Nvidia. You could go back to thank God everything is recorded. There's no edits. There's no 18 minutes gap. There's no that Nixon had, or there's a 2 minutes gap on Epstein to his jail. These are all never edited as it is. You can go. We like Nvidia. We're still gonna like that. But now I'm trying to caution you and say, okay, this something like this would be useful. We'll get a retest of a center line with the dots. Remember, these dots are crucial. But right now, we're losing some of that. It's not the ideal. It's high up there, but this is part of technology. As Robert, William O'Neill, the publisher of IBD, teaches us. I was down there in that neck of the woods for a long time. It would come to a mask sometimes. I said, growth stocks, you have new highs, new highs. Pull back, new highs. Pull back, new highs. That's how they go up. So you shouldn't be afraid of buying the trend following. I mean, NVIDIA is made for trend following system like that. Look what it's done. Look at this. This is your daily chart. Look at it. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and never violated the center line since April. Yeah, obviously it was under pressure in late March and early April, but then that's all she wrote. Actually, I'm of the belief that NVIDIA saved the market. But, but what the hell? What do I know, right? I'm just another poor dumb immigrant with accent. Uh, somebody asked me this accent issue. Do you get upset? I said no. No, I tell them I built F-14, F-18, and B-2. I got more right to this country than you do. You don't like it? You can self-deport. Yeah, yeah, it's very simple. Tell ICE to come and get you. Yeah. All right, Microsoft. We're down a tad. Okay. I don't know why is it active this time of the day, but anyhow, you could see the problem here. We are extremely negative here on the CIs. That's why these dots are showing up. Okay. I would take a pause here. I would not touch Microsoft. So remember, I was very bullish on Microsoft before, but that was a blowout. That was an incredible earning per share. And look what it did. So I would take a pause. I would not touch anything. Yeah. For now. For this week. Okay. Apple. There you go. Here's your Apple. Okay. Apple, you're getting the dots. Apple not bad. If you believe, as I do, that next few days, next maybe up to a week, we could be heading up, Apple would be a decent candidate where it is. Again, call spreads. I would buy 220 and sell 227s. Yeah, let me see. Buy 220. It's a 204 right now. Okay, buy 215. Buy 215 and sell 225s. 10 handles. I would buy that as a call spread. Duration 1 month. Google. Yep. I like Google too. Again, if you want a guideline there, okay, buy 200, sell 205. Not a big move. but that's a sigma level. Always watch sigma levels. Why? They occur in the nature and it impacts us as traders. Okay. All right. Let's see. Amazon. We've been long Amazon. We've talked about it. Obviously, the earnings really surprised everybody. Yeah, and we're still struggling to come back up. If you're still in, that depends. Were you on the option or you're on the stock? If you're still in the stock, you can buy again. If you're an option, you'll be out. You should have hit your stop. If you didn't have a stop, then you were stupid. I'm sorry. You should have been trading that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't feel bad. I've done it myself. So, but you gotta understand what you're trading, and you gotta understand what you need to be a good trader at that. When I trade NQ, I know what I need to look for. It's got certain rules. That rules is different than trading. Let's say even um, what's the one? This is FFTY. Uh, um, the 50 names in IBD. Yeah, I mean that's all high beta names. So, but still, you gotta apply those rules. Meta, we've been bullish on it. We're still bullish. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Uh, I look at Meta, which is Facebook, uh, kind of a part of the economy, like Google. It just they're permeated everywhere we do. So still staying bullish on that. And look, it's held up. We dropped so much, not Meta. And of course, they had another, just like Microsoft, they had on the same day, they had a blockbuster move. That's why that day was a freebie. Sell this sucker. And you saw what Peter said. Again, in the morning, read what Peter says. His email comes late, big deal. Stop and read the email. Okay? Don't I know Mark said something this morning or the other day. Forget that. Read from somebody like him. You read. Stop looking for ideal situations. Life is not ideal. You need to win. Nothing else matters. You need to win. Okay. Avgo, which is Broadcom. Reg FD. My brother works for him. The smart one, Corey. Yeah. These in some sort of microcontroller technology area. Yeah. On the senior technical staff. Yeah, he's not on the payroll. He's a contractor. Yeah. I love it. I love Avgo right now. This time frame with the $300 stock. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I would buy 300s, sell 320s. Duration 1 month, 2 months, something like that. Don't go too short. These weekly stuff, they're gonna kill you. This is Tesla. Okay. Tesla, I'm sorry. Tesla's just not doing good. And they gave him another 25 billion for him to concentrate. I hope he concentrates. He's better than this and other crap. So let him say this. The problem is that he really killed the brand name, especially in Europe. He's going to be struggling for a while. But if you have the patience, probably not a bad area to grab a position. Hold on. So what's the next earning? September. Yeah, got a month to the earnings. So I would not touch this. This is dead money. Netflix. Netflix. Holy shit. Okay, what happened? I'm sorry. Pardon my French. Um, yeah. Okay, nice area. Yeah, yeah. Okay, be patient. Most likely, it's trying to retest this center line. You got the two dots. This is the weekly chart. We're changing there. You see that? You see how CI is changing? Here, let's do it like this. Hold on. You see how CI is about to change? Level is 14 and change, which was a little bit lower, but look, this was way up there. Okay, this was really crazy. Of course, you look at the value of CI. It peaked before price did. Hello, you see that? Matter of fact, this is where the price is. Is that divergence or what? It peaked before the price did. Why? The second hurrah wasn't there. Okay, so would I be bullish here? Cautiously. I would do a half position on Netflix. Number one streamer, nothing like Netflix. Of course, it's got my favorite program on, which is 9 years of Steinfeld, a show about nothing, which is Tico's favorite too. God forbid if I play Seinfeld. Wherever he is, he shows up. Costco. I'm sorry, Costco. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, big favorite of mine for a number of years. Not anymore. Right now, is in trouble. Yeah, dead money. I would pass for now. He'll probably come back, try and do that, but again, that's not a mainstay of this is the super this is the super part of the consumption economy, food and some goods. Palantir, what a story. Now, here's my only problem with Palantir is that something's off a little bit. Is this could be a lot of the current nature of the DoD funding, and there's a lot in the security apparatus, if you will. And nothing like this ends well. But for now, the run is good. For now, the run is good. Look, on a weekly, you had 2 sigma. So uh, do it with, you just had a recent earning. Do it with, what do you call it? With spread? Absolutely. Yeah, don't live without it. Don't live without the spread. Okay, Cisco, I don't know about Cisco. Yeah, yeah. Cisco lost the ball game a long time ago. It's just coming back. Look at this. You see that? Yeah. Cisco's just coming back. So from like where it was in 2000. I still have it. The Fortune article that with a copy of, I forgot his name. Campbell? No. I forgot the name of it. The guy who was the CEO. Is he worth $100 million? That was the last hurrah. The following week, it dropped for like 2 years. Yeah. It got smashed down to 8 from 69. So it's just coming back. I would pass. It's showing up because the market cap is high. Not what I want. T-Mobile. Yeah. No signal. Pass. AMD. Mhm. I know Nancy likes this. I would buy some AMD. I like it too. I would some buy it, especially where it is here. You can nibble a little bit, okay? But find out what this drop was. I don't know what that is. You want to do that first, but small. AstraZeneca, yes, definitely. AstraZeneca, they just put in huge plant. I believe is in Indiana that they're putting in. They're trying to bring in all their medicine production in the U.S. Why? Trump has threatened to do like a 50% tariff or something, some crazy number on tariff, and that's going to hurt the very sick because their stuff on cancer is incredible. I remember my mom was on AstraZeneca stuff when she had a breast cancer, and that's a safe cancer to have, but they're very good at that. So, and then last but not least, INTU, Intuit, Reg FD. I was with Echo. We sold the company to Intuit as a division of it. It was a credit card operation. I think they call it Go now, GO. I have no involvement with them. But finally, they made a breakout. Finally, you could see it went back multi-year new high. So, is it healthy? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you could see there. Yeah. So I would like into it. I would say again spreads again. Go with 780 or 800. Go a little bit above, so it's out of the money. Buy 800, sell 900. Duration 3 months. Give it time. Okay, any questions for me? Chambers, bravo. Yes, yes. John, right? John Chambers. Yeah, exactly. Bravo. Yeah. Yeah, what a guy. Yeah. Of course, my brother at the time, he was across the street at Ascend, and there was a big rivalry. Every product they had would say, Cisco would come out and say, this is an Ascend killer. And then Ascend would come up with another product and say, this is a Cisco killer. At the end, Ascend did very well, but was sent to that crazy woman. What was her name? Furino, whatever she was, that who ran both Ascend and HP to the ground. Carla Furino, I think it was. And then it was incredible. She was head of these two companies, and she only had a high. Yeah, she had a what do you call it? She had a high school. diploma. Never went to college. Anyhow, and Chambers still survived. So I'm glad my brother left and cashed out some, but not everything. Yeah, and but he did his chore. He did VPN. The one with the HTTPS. That's my brother's work. So does he have an accent? No, he came. He was much younger than me. So yeah. So he won't give you an answer. You should self-deport. He doesn't. He doesn't have an accent. But he did VPN, and VPN changed our lives. First customer, DARPA, for launch of the missiles. Second customer, Alan Greenspan, for money moving. There was no web yet. There was no web. Moving money between banks. Third customer, Bill Gates, Windows 95, so that they could compete with Netscape. And that's all she wrote. And now we can't live without our VPN. Any questions for me, guys? So no, hold on. This is being recorded, and no. Okay, and we are going to stop the recording and postpone and post it. Any questions for me, guys? Are we good? Okay. See you in 2 weeks. We'll be on the 14th. No, I'm saying we'll be August 20th. Here. By the way, we had to reschedule twice. I've had a problem with my neck. I just came from a very long physiotherapy. And it was so bad that I was in pain. And the market wasn't doing anything. So I'm sorry postponing it. But if you watch your emails, it will give you updates automatically. When we go, let's say here's what I do, so you know. Thanks, Siegfried. You're quite welcome. Here's how this works. Here's I'm logging in as a coordinator, and we have X number of people for this webinar. Remember, we have meetings and we have webinars, and there's a schedule there. Okay, I can go there and see what the schedules are right there. If I change something, it won't let me do anything because I'm in the, but there are these extra times there. If I change something, there's a check mark at the end and automatically sends you a message. So every time we change something, we do. Then we get automatic updates. It tells you we changed it, and then 3 days to go. I think 2 days. No, 3 days to go. 1 day to go. 1 hour to go. It tells you. So you would not be left alone. Plus, we tweet us on Twitter and Facebook saying we just changed the session. Hold on a second. Dennis, you're quite welcome. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming. Thank you for all you do for me, Dennis. I appreciate that. Siegfried, you're quite welcome. Yeah. No. This is excuse me. This is a crucial time in the market. I just want to show everybody knew what's my thinking and why. I got to do this. You don't realize this is for me, not for you guys. I'm selfish because you know what Richard Feynman said, the guy who did the thermonuclear bomb at Princeton. He said, if you want to learn something, go teach it. Okay, why? Because if you're trying to teach other people, you better get your act straight. You better understand every nook and cranny. By doing the exercise, then I'm a better person for my own trading. Okay, and you guys have benefit for it so much the better. Not a problem. So thank you for you guys for supporting me and coming here. These are free. We never charge for these, but it gives us a chance to have a open and deliberate discussion, and and be a better trader as we go down the road. As we're at unusual times, and it taxes us heavy, but I think better days are coming. I I truly believe in America. I think better days are coming. I think we will overcome any short-term pain we're in, but we just have to pay attention and do it with grace and with class, and we will be fine. We will be fine. Okay. See you soon. Talk to you in 2 weeks.